Imagine getting paid just for sharing your thoughts on products and services you use every day. With Survey Junkie, it's that simple. Click on the link in the video description to discover how you can start earning today by taking surveys.
Boeing CEO Dave Calhoun admitted that he was aware that employees at the company retaliated against whistleblowers at a Senate hearing Tuesday where lawmakers addressed the company's recent scandals. Senator Richard Blumenthal, DCT, was the one to directly ask Calhoun, point blank, how many Boeing employees have been fired for retaliating against the whistleblowers. Senator, I don't have that number on the tip of my tongue. But I know it happens, Calhoun said, according to a transcript from CNN. I am happy to follow up and get you that number. While he later admitted to Blumenthal that Boeing had fired and disciplined people, he did not specify the precise nature of the retaliation or link it to the deaths of the whistleblowers John Barnett and Joshua Dean. Blumenthal read Boeing's code of conduct to Calhoun, which directly stated an employee was not allowed to retaliate against or punish anyone who speaks up to report a concern. He continued, and yet, the whistleblowers that we have heard, including testifying before this committee, have reported a host of retaliatory behaviors, from reassignment, to exclusion from key meeting, to being sidelined and sidetracked in their careers, verbal harassment and threats, and even physical violence. After whistleblower, John Barnett, raised his concerns about missing parts, he reported that his supervisor called him 19 times in one day and 21 times another day. And when Barnett asked his supervisor about those calls, he was told, quote, I'm going to push you until you break. He broke. When whistleblower, Sam Mohawk, raised concerns about Boeing's concealment of non-conforming parts, he was put in charge of completing corrective action investigations with an impossible deadline and then threatened with formal discipline, including firing. He couldn't meet that deadline. When I hear about these experiences, I wonder whether Boeing really wants change. How can you reassure us that Boeing is going to, in fact, end this broken safety culture? Calhoun said he had listened to the whistleblowers that appeared at the senator's hearing, and that they were sincere in their remarks. With respect to our company, we do have a policy. I often cite and reward the people who bring issues forward, even if they have huge consequence on our company and our production levels, etc., said Calhoun. My leadership team does that. We survey our people with respect to, do they feel empowered to speak up? That survey performance gets better and better. It's never perfect. We worked hard to reach out to our people. Immediately following Alaska, we had a stand down. The stand downs continue and they rotate. And we listen to everybody. I'm trying to deal with 30,000 ideas on how we can move forward. On Monday, the subcommittee released a report with explosive allegations from a Mohawk, a Boeing quality insurance inspector, said the company installed faulty parts onto planes and that he was later told by his managers to conceal the evidence from government regulators. Mohawk's allegations are just the latest in a deluge of whistleblower complaints against Boeing this year. Barnett, 62, had worked for Boeing for 32 years before retiring in 2017, with 17 of those years spent as a quality manager. His death sparked huge uproar when his body was found the same day he was due to testify against Boeing after alleging under-pressure workers were deliberately fitting substandard parts to aircraft on the assembly line. The coroner later ruled he died by suicide from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The autopsy report said he was suffering from chronic stress, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder at the time of his death. He was involved in a lawsuit with Boeing up until the day he died and had been in Charleston undergoing legal interviews as part of the process. Former quality auditor at Spirit Aerosystems, Joshua Dean, 45, died from a mystery infection less than 2 months after Barnett. Dean previously said he was fired from his job as a quality auditor at Spirit Aerosystems in April 2023 for questioning standards at the supplier's plant in Wichita, Kansas, in October 2022. Boeing has long denied Dean and other whistleblower claims that the company willfully ignored safety warnings. Before his opening remarks, Calhoun stood up from the witness table to apologize to